Hey there guys, how are you? It's 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm down here in the Flick Cave, my basement, and now it's time for an all-new Q&A 40. And by the way, once again, if you guys have any questions, put them down below. And here's the new thing we're going to try out. If you guys want to ask me a question, okay, and you want to make sure I answer it and get to it, make me a video response, okay? So make a video, put it as a response to this video right here, and I will put those as first priority, okay? So make a video response. Those are the first questions I will answer next week. All right, so let's jump into it here. I felt like there was something else I wanted to say. Oh yeah, by the way, click down below on the link after the video. Just wait till after the video, it's okay. Like my Facebook page if you haven't. That's where I like to, I like to interact with you there. I like to post pictures of people who I feel like should play Batman. That's pretty much my life. But anyway, yeah, please like that, link down below. Let's jump into the questions. The good stuff, as they call it in the business. First question of the day. What was it like to arm wrestle Jeremy Johns and when? Winner takes all, loser takes the fall, because I'm going over the top with Jeremy Johns. Yeah, last January, I was at the Schmoes Know podcast. I arm wrestled Jeremy Johns, and I'll be honest with you. Here's a, maybe if I get lazy, maybe not, but here's a clip of it right here, or an image. You know, he took me by surprise at first because I was like, you know, I'll just go for it. And he took me back a couple inches. I was like, oh shit, this guy's serious. And then we had to finish it out, yeah. But I'll be honest, my arm was a little bit sore for a couple days after that, but it was pretty fun. That was like, I haven't arm wrestled in like 6 years. That was the first time. I almost felt like I tore a ligament right there. Hey John, have you seen Big Trouble in Little China? Of course I have. Okay. Hey, Jonathan Meister, do you think that Sony and Fox will ever get wise and let their characters in the Avengers for a piece of the pie? Probably not. Movie studios are very stingy. They don't like to share. And to have Spider-Man jump over to the Avengers, there would be a lot of planning because there's so much that would go into that. You know, there's so many universes and things that they'd have to set up to intermingle both those things to make sense. I think it'd be more of a hassle than anything, and I don't think that will ever happen. I mean, I'm sure Marvel would love just to buy Spider-Man back, but that's Sony's cash cow for the next, like, 4 years. They already are planning, you know, part 3 and 4 of the trilogy, so part 3 and 4 of the trilogy. Yeah, that made sense. What do you think of Rick from Walking Dead playing Batman in Man of Steel 2? He's got the voice and the look. This is Rick. I'm very angry. I don't know what that was. That was my Rick impression. Absolutely not. I actually just posted this tonight on my Facebook page. I came to the conclusion, and I think I'm going to make a video talking more about it and kind of going down the fan picks of who they want to play Batman. But my fan favorite right now is Josh Brolin. And everything they're saying about Man of Steel 2 pretty much sounds like it's coming straight from the Dark Knight Returns storylines, where you have an older Bruce Wayne. He returns to kick some ass and stop Superman, or they get in a fight. And, you know, pick Josh Brolin. The guy's 45 years old. You know, he can look older if you need him to. I think, you know, if you wanted to take him and make him Batman, he'd probably have, like, a good 4 movies of Batman in him. He'd probably be done playing Batman in his very early 50s. But that still gives you like 6 or 7 years to make the whole new Batman franchise, get it out there and be done with it. By the way, yeah, if you go to that Facebook page, I put a picture of Josh Brolin. He's wearing like the Batman suit. It's like the Batman suit from Batman Arkham Asylum. Anyway, they did some photoshopping to it, and the suit and everything, it just looks awesome. Like, that's what I want Batman to look like. So yeah, Josh Brolin is my #1 pick right now. Let's keep going. Will you buy This Is the End on Blu-ray? If it was very, very cheap, like extremely cheap, I'd probably buy it. Hey Johnny O, it seems DVD image quality has gotten noticeably worse for new releases. I think they are doing this on purpose to make Blu-rays look better for the comparison so people will spend more money. You know, I think what it is, is if you haven't upgraded to Blu-ray by now, you're one of those consumers who just doesn't care. You're like, I don't care, give me the movie. I don't care about quality. So what they're doing is they're getting cheap on their transfers on DVDs. You know, they're not really executing them as good as they can. I mean, you can make a DVD look fairly good if you just do the transfer properly. I think they're just getting lazy, and I've seen some shitty DVDs, definitely, but do I think they're doing that on purpose? I don't know. I think it's just probably sloppiness on their part. By the way, it's just like, why would you not just buy a Blu-ray player and some Blu-rays? I mean, Blu-rays cost essentially as much as DVDs nowadays. It says like, hey, do you want good picture quality and great audio, or do you want this? Okay. Hey, John Batjohn. What's your favorite and least favorite X-Men movie? If we're going to go straight up X-Men movie, I would say my favorite is overall favorites. It's hard. I'd say X2, probably my overall favorite. And least favorite, if we're just doing straight up X-Men, X-Men Last Stand. But least favorite of the whole X-Men universe would probably be X-Men Origins Wolverine. Also X-Men First Class, you know, it's really good. Moments of greatness and other things that they threw in that movie, it's just like, why did you do that? Dread 2 movie campaign on Facebook. Yes, if you didn't know Dread 2, a lot of fans want Dread 2 to come and make a sequel. I would love to see another Dread movie. The problem is the first one didn't quite do as well as they wanted it to. And, you know, you can't blame people for being a little bit scared of the movie, especially mass audiences who aren't really movie fanatics. I want to see a sequel. I mean, the first movie didn't really cost that much to make, and I heard actually some company is backing the sequel. Maybe I heard that somewhere, so it's probably going to happen. I loved it. Carl Urban as Dredd, badass. Plus the chick in that movie. Oh God, hey rookie. Yeah. I don't know what that was. I'd like to call a woman rookie as I had my way with her. Hey John, nice videos. Are you a big Star Wars fan? If so, what do you think of the newer trilogy? The prequels? We don't have enough time for that. I'm not the hugest Star Wars fan, but I really enjoy the 70s and 80s Star Wars movies when they had a little bit of soul. There was meaning behind them, and I can't wait for Episode 7, I can tell you that much. But I like the whole mythos behind them. I like that universe. I like just space adventure movies that don't try to be dark and gritty. It's just like, you know, we're going to be serious when we have to, but this is about having fun and going on this journey. And Han Solo. 2 words, that's all you need. Han Solo will be in the new Star Wars Episode 7 movie. And I think I just had a seizure. Hey Johnny Goldblum, Dino DNA? What's the best track from Man of Steel soundtrack to work out to? I wish I knew the name of it. Okay, if you go to the Man of Steel soundtrack, okay, it starts around 10 minutes in, and it gets kind of epic and badass around between 10 minutes in and 13 minutes. Around that time period on the soundtrack, if you're listening to the entire full score. If you listen to it on YouTube, about the 10-minute to 13-minute mark is like my favorite little area. And when I think about that song when it's playing, that builds up, I'm just imagining, I've been picturing this and putting together the scene in my mind. That's the kind of shit I do when I'm taking a shower, people. Anyway, I was imagining the Batman-Superman fight where, you know, Superman, you know, Batman has like this some kind of technology thing set up over in this alleyway, and it shoots, you know, the kryptonite arrow, and Superman catches it, and it just fucking blows up in his face. And in this version of Man of Steel, I think the kryptonite should just make him look like he's dying, like literally his face turns black, all this shit happens, and then Batman slowly rises up after, you know, he's just got his ass kicked, and he goes over to Superman and gives his little spiel about being a badass. I hope you guys stuck. I hope you're still with me now. Did I lose you? It's okay. Hang on. I'm going to take you with me. Don't get scared now. Get in my trunk. I'll wake you up when we get to the cornfield. I'm just kidding. I wouldn't take you guys to a cornfield. Hey, Johnny Legend. Was Wolverine better than Superman? I gave Wolverine a B+. I gave Man of Steel an A-. So if that says anything... Man of Steel just really gave me goosebumps, you know, it gave me chills down my spine. Hey John, where did you go to college? Also, just wanted to say that I really enjoy your channel. Keep up the good work. I went to a local college. It's kind of like a private school type thing. I I guess I could consider it a community college, but technically it's not. It just happened to be located near where I live. That's where I went, and I got an associate's degree. I was going to go for a bachelor, but it cost a lot of money, and literally the associate's degree, I went for graphic design, and if I would have stayed there, basically, instead of doing all the art classes that I already did for the first 2 years I was there, the second 2 years would have been just taking business classes, nothing but business classes that really don't relate to graphic design. I get that the business aspect's there, but I've always been the kind of person, if I want to know something, I can find out the information from a textbook. I don't need to pay, you know, $40,000 to do it. So I was like, yeah, I opted out. So I'm glad I did too, because my college loans would just be double what they are, and I don't even pay the ones now. So, hey John, I was wondering if you ever had a VHS collection. My family did at one time when I was younger. I remember we used to have a lot of VHS movies and beta tapes. And to be honest, I didn't really start collecting DVDs until probably... I never really had a large collection until 2010. So... what should I buy? Marvel Cinematic Universe Phase 1 Avengers Assembled Blu-ray or Batman the Dark Knight Trilogy Ultimate Collector's Edition? I have the regular trilogy already. I would say that new Ultimate Dark Knight Trilogy is kind of basically what you already have. It's just in a new box. And if you want to feel good about yourself, buy that new box. It'll look nice up on your shelf. Also, I think it comes with like an extra hour of deleted scenes, but I don't trust that. I don't think they're gonna release the true deleted scenes that I want to see. So, I couldn't tell you, man. I couldn't tell you. I don't think I've really watched the other two. Hey, John Wong Bong. I'll take it. I don't like it, but I'll take it. What's the meanest an adult has ever been to you? Daddy, he touched me. The meanest an adult has ever been to... I don't know. I was never beaten as a child, but... You know what it was? I had a teacher once, and I don't know if this was intentional, but I ran into this guy years later, and it was in 7th grade, and I was in this computer class, and we had this asshole, this teacher who's just an old asshole. Just everyone hated him. And me and a couple kids were being smartasses, and he was talking to a girl, and he turned around, and he kind of backslapped my face with his hand, and it was a little harder than if it was accidental, and it didn't hurt per se, but I think he meant to do it. And years later, I actually ran into him at a hardware store. I was probably like 19 years old, and I was like, hey, aren't you Mr. Ray? And he's like, yeah. I was like, you're a fucking asshole in school. You're a piece of shit. Nobody liked you. And he kind of looked at me weird and just walked away. And I felt like I got mine that day. I took it back that day. Then again, I could have sued the school. Yeah, thinking about it, I should have just sued the school system when I was in 7th grade, and that would have been nice. Imagine that. But yeah, teachers abusing their students, never healthy. How did we even get to that question? I don't know. Do you ever think you'll upgrade to a DSLR or Mac products? I know you've been having trouble recently with your software. I think to get a Mac, I agree, a Mac computer would probably solve a lot of my issues, but they're so damn expensive. Plus, I use Pinnacle editing software, and I like, when it works, it's great. It has everything I need. It's simple. I can edit quick, but it's just so damn glitchy. The thing freezes up if you're not, you got to do the right thing to make it not mess up, and I don't know. I pull my hair out some days and scream like a little girl. As far as the DSLR, absolutely not. Not a fan of them. Had one, wasn't happy with it. Pain in the ass. They shut off after 12 minutes. And they look good, but I don't really like, sometimes I don't like the way they look. They look a little too polished looking. They look glossy, and I don't like that. Right now, actually, I like the camera I'm using now. It's a Vixia G10, and it's got a manual focus ring on it. I'm happy with it. I like it. Especially if you go back and watch my older videos with my Sony Handycam, like videos probably before, like around 2012, they look, compared to this, they're crap. So I'm happy with this camera. Okay, some people debating about The Dark Knight Rises. Skipping a few questions I've already answered here. Are you looking forward to The Lone Survivor with Mark Wahlberg? I watched a trailer of that yesterday. Is that a very independent movie? It looks like they shot it in the woods behind my house. I'm not quite sure yet. But the audio on the trailer was messed up, and I couldn't hear what they were saying. Somebody messed up the audio, so I was like, yeah. So I don't really know too much about it, but I'm not. From what the footage I seen, it didn't seem to blow me away. Do you watch any movies with the guys from Pretty Much It? I met them. They came here for one day. We seen The Wolverine. That was the only movie I've seen with Pretty Much It, and we shot a few videos. By the way, if you haven't checked those videos out on my other channel, and we talked about the upcoming movies of 2015. Speaking of that, 2015. That is a year where how are we gonna live past that? That is gonna be the biggest year for movies ever. Just thinking about it, you got a new Batman, Superman movie, you got Man of Steel. I just said the same thing twice, but you have Star Wars Episode 7, Prometheus 2. Too much coming out that year. It makes me tingle. I get little tingles right here. I'm like, what do I do with these? And I just... Have you seen Stephen King's The Stand? Why do I feel like I have, but I don't remember it? I don't think so. The Stand. No, different direct. Okay. I don't think I have. On your 50th Q&A, you should have William Dafoe and Mel Gibson guest co-host. The itsy bitsy spider. Yeah, that's my William Dafoe impression. Okay, yeah, I'll just I'm gonna call them right after this video. They're gonna take the first flight out here that day, and then we're gonna talk about why William Dafoe had to wear a Power Ranger suit in the first Spider-Man movie. John, which is better, DC or Marvel? They're both very different tones, but I prefer the tone of DC. Hey John, are you going to do another Blu-ray collection update video soon? Just wondering. Yes, indeed I am. I feel like I bought enough stuff to make it worth the while, make it interesting. So yeah, I'm going to do a new one very soon. Give me a couple weeks. I'll do one. They're looking at me right now. Don't make eye contact. All right. Hey John, if you got to write Man of Steel, how would the story go? We kind of just talked about it. We've been talking about Man of Steel a lot today. Basically what I said earlier on in the video, but I would pretty much just make it opens up. I'd probably make Lex Luthor kind of the main antagonist behind everything happening. And then he's doing something. I don't want to make it too similar to Dark Knight Returns, but basically Batman comes into town, him and Superman don't see eye to eye. They kind of have a meeting here or there, and then they kind of have this final fight towards the end of the movie. I'd say like 80% into the movie they have their fight, and then things cool over for a few minutes, and then we go into the epic climax where they actually have to stop the bad guy. Maybe, I don't know. Which famous actress would you love to motorboat? I don't know. No. I don't know. You know, looking at Jennifer Aniston right now, something about that looks fun. I like it. She got a little patina on her. She's getting a little bit of age, but I like it. Look at her in Meet the Millers, or We Are the Millers, or We're the Millers. Whatever the hell that movie's called. Have you seen Encino Man? Of course I've seen Encino Man. You put the weasel in the turbo dog. Hey, buddy. That's my Pauly Shore impression. I love Encino Man. I own it. That's one of those movies I remember first watching on like HBO sometime in the early 1990s. Hey, Johnny, do you like Brokeback Mountain? I watched 20 minutes of that movie, and it was on like TV or TBS one day, and I just remember Jake Gyllenhaal and Heath Ledger making out in some parking lot, and then I was like, I'd rather watch, Ghostbusters or something. How do you go from Ghostbusters to Brokeback Mountain? I don't know. Are you looking forward to Days of Future Past? I am looking forward to it. I think there's a lot they can do there. They just released the new pictures of the Sentinels. Very interesting, very interesting. I like that they went for it. They kept the purple on them, the magenta, as some might call it. And they're not overly big, and they're not too small, and they're just right. And I'm looking forward to the movie. I really am. I'm waiting to see a trailer. Probably see a trailer, I'd say, closer to winter time, though. Like, December seems like a good time. Hey, actually, probably earlier. Probably see one in November. Hey, John, whatever happened to the previous X-Men reviews with Chris leading to Wolverine? What happened was he came here, we shot some videos, we did a lot of videos, and there was just never time, I remember one night, we got into shooting like the Pacific Rim review, and we're sitting there, and I was like, do you want to do those? And we're just like, I don't have it in me. Because you got to think, that's a lot of movies to sit there and cover, and you have to go and edit it, and it was just like, there was no time to really do it, and we gave up on it. I'm sorry. Should I watch Over the Top? Should you breathe air? Come on, Over the Top? You gotta watch it. It's the quintessential movie that you need to watch to become a man in life. Okay? And before you watch it, here's what I want you to do. Take a little baby oil, rub it on your biceps. It's okay. If somebody questions you, just be like, it doesn't matter. Rub a little baby oil on your biceps, take a baseball cap, put it on your head and turn it backwards. And then watch Over the Top. Hey John, love your videos. How do you feel about illegal downloading? I don't care. I don't care. Like, I'm all against going against the system. If you want to download music and movies, go for it. Doesn't bother me in a personal matter, but I do download music. I feel bad about it, but I do it. And you know why? Because, I'm sorry, CDs are overpriced for what you're getting. A CD should cost $4.30. If it did, I'd buy it. And then again, I wouldn't even listen to it because I don't use CDs. So everything I buy essentially has to be a digital download, but it's almost quicker just to go to YouTube, copy and paste the link of the song, and go to KeepVid. It's too easy. So on that note, actually I don't use KeepVid, I use something else. I forget the name of it. I'm sorry. But as far as movies go, I don't illegally download movies. Never have, never will. If I want to watch, if a movie's worth my time, if it's worth my 2 hours of time to put into it, I'm going to watch that movie in the best quality I possibly can. And that's why I don't download movies, Hey John, what do you think about Joe Maggilio as the new... No, I don't even know who that is. He's 6'5". I think that's a little too big for Batman, to be honest with you. I think that's a little too tall for Batman. Hey John, you should make a video of who you would... I will make a video as who I would cast as Batman. Who would I take a bullet for? A bullet? Well, I'm glad you didn't say a knife, because I will not take a knife for anybody. Because when you see a knife coming, you're like, you can see it coming. It's just like, I'm going to get stabbed. But a bullet, okay, I can fathom that. I don't know, anybody in my family, I think I would. Beyond that, probably no one. Do I get to live, though? Like, if I get shot in the leg, I'll take a bullet. But, I don't know, getting shot in the face, I don't know. It's kind of hard to just be like, I'm going to get shot in the face for this person. Tom Hardy as Batman. No, I love Tom Hardy, but not Batman. Do you like Michael Myers, Jason, and Leatherface? I think they're the stupidest cash grabs with no story. They're the personifications of evil, my good man. I do enjoy Michael Myers. I like Leatherface. I like Jason, but I don't like the Friday the 13th movies overall. I really don't like those. They're not that interesting to me. But Leatherface, interesting character. Creepy character, too. Any guy who's going to cut off someone else's face and wear it, you got to respect that. You once mentioned you were running away from the cops. What happened? There's been a few times. There's been a few times. Nothing too extreme, though. Hey, when you're young, you gotta live free. You gotta go for it. When somebody says stop, you don't know they're cops. You just keep running. And you're not wearing shoes, and you smell like alcohol. Have you ever ate a taco while dancing? Technically, yes. Hey, John, what is your favorite junk food? I'm an advocate of many junk foods. I don't know. To be honest with you, certain junk foods don't taste good to me. Like, I like combos. I like salty foods. But if we're going for junk, like Swiss cake rolls, we have Swiss cake rolls in our house right now, and I've been eating them quite often. Actually, tonight, let's just talk about nothing. Let's just talk about something that doesn't have to do with anything. Tonight, actually, my sister came to stay with me, and she's a few years older than me, and we went to get wings tonight. We got 100 wings from some wing place. Wings are fucking expensive. Like, what's happening with that? No one talks about that. Wings are too expensive. There, I said it. And somebody talked about it finally. And I got like a whole box of wings up in my refrigerator just waiting for me. They're all sitting there like, John, eat us. Just come here and put your hands on us and eat us. Ooh, dip us in that ranch. That feels good, John. Ooh, yeah. Why did that go so, like, why did I get so excited about that? Anyway, guys, I think I'm going to wrap it up there on that note. It just became a little bit unhealthy. Oh, I'll answer one more question from 22 Tiger Dude. He always asks a lot of questions, so I'll address this one. Okay. If a very hot, half-naked model broke into your house, what would you honestly do? And can you make a sequel to McDonald's is fucking gross? He's referring to a vlog video I made a long time ago, like 6 o'clock in the morning, where I go to McDonald's. If a half-naked model broke into my house, is she one of those skinny runway models? Like those, I'd probably feed her something and then have my way with her. I don't know. I mean, why is she naked? Is she in my house? Is she on drugs? What kind of drugs? Why is she so doped up and in my house? Is she looking for food? What does she want? Does she want love from a man? So many questions, but yes, primal urges would kick in, I assure you. What the fuck are we saying anymore? Anyway, guys, thanks for all the questions. Tons of great ones, and tons I can't even get to. But like I said, if you guys definitely want to do if I could talk, and if it wasn't late and my mind wasn't on chicken wings, I could talk. Anyway, guys, if you guys want to make a video response with a question, post it to this video down below. Those will be the first questions I answer next week. Also, like I said, if you guys haven't joined me on Facebook, link down below. Join me. We become friends. We're bonded for life. Like the avatars under the tree of life. We mate for life, except we don't have to wrap our ponytails around each other. And anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys very soon with a few more videos. Okay, bye-bye.